Let's clarify in under 10 minutes whether XLR can really achieve a 20-30x or if it's just hype. There are 20 crucial metrics that are extremely important, among other things, to assess potential and minimize risks. We will look at all of them in detail today. So let's go. Yes, and then we come to the analysis of XLR. Ultimately, it is an altcoin in the mid-cap sector. And here are my 20 key metrics again. It is very important that you understand them. So take a look at this video above. I have linked where I explain all 20 metrics in detail again. It is very important. Yes, then let's start directly with the market capitalization. It stands at 567 million. This is in the mid-cap sector, but it still has potential for growth. And the second point is that the circulating supply is ultimately at 51%. That's definitely already. More than 30% is definitely a positive thing. This is very good, and it means that not too many tokens will ultimately come onto the market. Everything is still within a healthy range. Next is the roadmap. Well, ultimately the focus is really on cross-chain compatibility, ensuring that they are compatible with each other and continuing to strengthen that. Then the next point, the team. Well, it was actually founded by the Algorand team, by one of the founders of the Algorand team. And it has a lot of expertise in blockchain security, but also ultimately in the connection, I would say, of different chains. Then the narrative. Well, the slogan is one-click cross-chain access. So in the end, it's really easy to access many or all chains with just one click. And the focus is on Web3 and decentralization. Then problem solving, the next point. What problem does it ultimately solve? Well, on one hand, there is secure blockchain communication, meaning communication between different blockchains, and ultimately the goal is to reduce barriers between the blockchains. Now let's move on to the tokenomics. Well, 29.5% of the tokens were ultimately allocated to the investors and 17% to the team, with the remainder going to community programs. So this is a wide distribution, with the team and investors already holding quite a lot. Now, let's move directly to the investors. The next point is supported by Binding Slabs and Polychain, which are very good investors and strong capital providers. They naturally strengthen the network and security. Then the capital comes next. Well, it has received 60 million in the ecosystem for the apps. That's already a good start. And financial stability through various sources of capital. Marketing. The next point. They have an active social media presence on Twitter, Discord, and they also collaborate with larger crypto platforms, making them widely tradable. The marketing is definitely well structured. Then the next point, is it easy to understand? And yes, it is easy to understand. Ultimately, it is a simple interface for developers. The only thing is that for users, it is quite a complex product. It's not so easy for users to understand the long-term vision, which aims for a cross-chain communication standard and ultimately enhances interoperability between the chains. The next point is the deflationary maximum supply, as it has a limited supply, which is very good, and yes, consistent emotion ultimately with controlled inflation. Then the next point, what is the fully diluted market capitalization? And it is in an acceptable ratio to the market cap, with the value being around 2, which as mentioned is still in a good range. Then volume through market cap, how liquid is it? Well, it has an active trading volume and the value is 0.0222, which indicates that it is definitely liquid. Then the token distribution, how is it? Well, on one hand, tokens, as mentioned, are already secured with the team and investors, but they are protected by vesting, meaning they do not receive all of them directly due to the lockup period. In the end, the token distribution is community friendly, which is always a good thing. Then are the top coin holders, as low as possible. Well, as I said, there is a relatively low concentration of larger bullets, so it is definitely in the green zone. So, what benefit does it ultimately have? Well, the token is used for network fees, but also for staking and governance, providing incentives for validators through network tokens. So overall, it has a wide range of uses. So what does it look like in the community? Well, a growing community, especially active on Twitter, and primarily driven by developers and community programs that naturally further develop the project. And then we come to the activity. The current situation is indeed that the current market for altcoins is somewhat difficult at the moment. It will probably only really kick off with the altcoins towards the end of the year. At the moment, there is no altcoin season for the project itself. It is well positioned. It fulfills a certain narrative and, as mentioned, has strong tokenomics, a strong team, and definitely a positive future overall. The monetary policy of central banks is also good. Interest rates are being lowered, which is also positive for risk assets, especially altcoins. Yes, and then we come to the conclusion. Here we have the overview again. In the end, yes, the market cap is not below 10 to 100 million. So it is not a low cap altcoin, but still has relevance and growth potential. Then, as I said, the token distribution is a bit difficult. Almost half went to the team and ultimately to investors. While the long-term perspective is good, that's why I have kept it neutral. And the current situation, as mentioned, is not very optimal for altcoins at the moment, which is why I have also given it a neutral rating. And then we come to the result, 17.5 points out of 20, which means 88%, which is a solid result. And then let's go to the price prediction. Again, as always, I calculate the fully diluted market cap from now and how it might be at the end of the bull run in 2025, mid-year or end. And ultimately, of course, it also depends on how the entire cryptocurrency market grows and how the central banks continue to lower interest rates. But what would be possible with that would be a price of $13 to $19 in the end, which would be 20 to 50. Yes, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the analysis, please leave a like. That would definitely make me happy. And feel free to leave comments as well. I would be interested to know, in the end, which altcoins you would like to have analyzed. What other altcoins do you have on your radar? And yes, if you want to see more analyses, I'll link a video playlist of my other analyses up here. And yes, if you don't want to miss any altcoin analyses in the future, I upload an altcoin analysis every Saturday and Sunday, so feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for that, and see you in the next video. Ciao!